Hello, this is Bloodied Porcelain. You may know me as the storyteller for actual plays such as Scion Apotheosis and Hunter Wayfarer. What you're about to listen to is what we call a Hype Train episode for our talk show After Dawn. After Dawn episodes are where we interview the casts, storytellers, and even artists that come together to bring our featured shows to life. Hype Trains, though, are dedicated to letting you, our listeners, know what to expect from an upcoming season of our featured shows. Hype Train episodes are always released for free to the public on day one, but our other episodes are released on our Patreon for a full month before they're available for everyone. So if you like what you hear and you want to hear more, please take the time to look us up at hollowedhavenstudios.com, where you can find links to our merch shop, our Patreon, and more. Thanks! Now on to the Hype Train episode for Vampire the Masquerade, City of Smoke, Season 1.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Hallowed Haven Studios presents Hype Train episode for City of Smoke. City of Smoke is going to be run by the wonderful Legacy, who is joining me today. And it'll be premiering January 12th on our Twitch channel. And we are extremely excited to introduce Legacy and our cast of players. It's going to be the lovely Aubrey, Aiden, Solomon, and Termite. They've been playing on our games for quite some time, and everyone's very excited to see how this all comes together. It's been a long time coming. I can't wait to get this started. Legacy, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
I don't know, like this episode suggests, I'm hype for this. City of Smoke has been a long project that I've been happily able to participate in. But before we get to I can't wait for this to happen, can you give us just a brief synopsis of how the show's going to go?
Yeah. So for those who are aware of what Vampire the Masquerade V5 lore is, back in 2012, London had a great fall tour where the supernatural kind of got wiped out from the city. That caused a bit of an isolation period. What City of Smoke is about is what happens when supernatural start to make themselves known back in the city after about 11, 12 years of being kind of like a quote-unquote dead man zone. It tells the story of isolation, but also intrigue from the perspective of four Thin Bloods. So Thin Bloods being those who are so far removed from Cain, they don't really have a generation. They don't have many powers to go off of. Some were able to form like Thin Blood alchemy and stuff. But it's a story about what would happen if a city that was once ruled by one of the greatest Ventrus of all time suddenly belonged to a group of Thin Bloods who didn't know what they were doing.
Okay. No, that's really interesting. And given that premise, is that where we're going to slide our players into?
Yeah. So they have been in the city for any sort of amount of time for whatever reason. Some were born and raised right in London. Some migrated from various countries. Some are popular. Some are outsiders. There are musicians and tattoo artists, and every piece of life that you can think of, every walk of life is kind of represented in our cast, and we have such an amazing group of people who are going to be joining us.
Yeah. Yeah, they're all wonderful role players. And I guess just stemming off of that, obviously you said you're excited about having them, but what have they done with their characters that gets you excited? Like what part, if you can give us any details, what parts are you excited to play around with any of that?
So I know what gets me excited is when they get excited. We're introducing some homebrew in this game. and some third-party material that they have said that they're very excited to work with. So, I'm excited to see what their player-on-player relationship is going to look like, as well as what they're going to do with some of the homebrew that we've come up with, and that I've shared with them. Um, it's just to give them more options. The Thin Blood Alchemy, they don't get a whole lot. So we kind of worked together. I pulled some references. So I'm excited to get to play with that. I'm also excited for them to unravel the bigger picture of what is going on in the world around them. I don't want to give too much away because there are a couple tricks that I have up my sleeve, including some fantastic SPCs who will be joining our PCs, who have who have their own point of view in the story as well. So I'm excited to see how they interact with the world around them, how they interact with the people around them. And there's always a little bit of there's always a little part of me that, while nervous, because it's never truly an HHS show unless something gets derailed for a couple of sessions.
That's
All
that's very, very true. Like, I mean, it's the entire city of London. I can't help but think like you're gonna get like, I
Oh,
don't
yeah.
know, subway accident, like fighting the Piccadilly or something like
Yeah.
that. Big Ben comes tumbling down.
Well, that's kind of like the nice thing about this show too, is there is a plot, but London's a giant sandbox for them. They can do whatever they want. Um, it's a very this show is going to be a very there is a storyline, but the storyline doesn't have to be the focus all the time.
It's very much an open world RPG where you're like, all right, the bad guy's over there, but how you get there?
Is up
Right.
to you.
Exactly. Um. Yeah, and I mean, you already have like the basis for London Has Fallen, but like, uh, I don't know. I don't know, I keep on going through this like list of areas or something like that. Is there a place that you can't wait to get to in London?
So, um, uh, a lot of it is going to be around central London, like the more businessy areas. London is a huge city,
It's massive, yeah.
so big. So a lot of their focus is going to be kind of in between the downtown heavy touristy areas, where life can literally be at the palm of their hands if they know how to work it. Um, and then kind of like the shady underground side of London. London hosts a lot of like underground clubs and everything. Both dance clubs, art clubs, um, stuff like that. So, uh, because of the way that a couple of them design their characters, we're going to be spending. I assume that we're going to be spending some time in those underground night scenes, which is where all of the more interesting stuff happens. That's where a lot of like the more criminal activity within London takes place, is kind of like those underground scenes. Any like mob activity that might be going on in the city. I had to do a lot of research about that type of stuff. Kind of going into this.
So you're just
So
really excited to show them the seedy underbelly of London.
yeah.
Yeah, no, that's great. How do I put this? So, you excited for what the players are going to give you, what the city of London has to offer.
Mhm.
Um, how much are you going to be pulling from the actual city, like falling of London, or are you just going to try to call it a clean slate? Like, are you pulling any of so anyone who might be familiar with the fall of London, are you pulling from any of those characters?
Um, there will be some.
Mhm.
Um, They may be there, they may not. I always have plans to pull from books though. Because you never know who you're going to run into.
Exactly.
I I kind of like to think of this as kind of like one of those choose your own adventure games. You know, the ones that like they give you like a not like a set thing of dialogue. Well, they give you set thing of dialogue, and you can kind of make the choices, and those choices will impact what happens later on in the game. Without me really giving them a choice of what to say, that's kind of how it's gonna fall. If they decide one day that they want to go to the main shopping district, and I just so happen to have an NPC who would be there that is from the book, then there's a chance that they could run into that person, get some information, get maybe like a side job, something like that. I don't like to give away too much of how of how
No,
that's
I'm
gonna
is,
work,
but it's
but
like, yeah, you know, tell us everything. But yeah, I guess because I mean, you kind of answered the question, but like, what are you truly excited about? I mean, I've given like I've asked like what excited about the place and everything, but what are you looking forward to the most? Without giving away too many details again.
there is one major bomb drop that is going to happen in the game.
Mhm.
They and I am very excited to see what the reaction to that bomb drop is. Not giving away anything about what it is, but the perspective and how they see London might drastically change after that happens. And I'm excited to see how that will be coped with or how that will be dealt with.
That's all the questions I currently have. Um, and I'm really looking forward to this. I think the only spicy bit that I'd give a legacy, if you're okay with it, may I give my own spicy bit?
As long as it doesn't give anything away, then sure.
Yeah, I'm one of the SPCs.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, I'll tell you everything. No, I myself am one of the SPCs, and I am deeply looking forward to this. Legacy has given us so much to chew on. All the puns intended, and I'm really excited for it.
I do just want to shout out our artist though.
Oh, of course, yes.
Our art is being done by a friend of mine named Daryl. Daryl is a fantastic artist. And the amount of detail that went into the portraits of the players in the SPCs is mind blowing. You've seen what your SPC art looks like.
Yes, I have, and it's absolutely phenomenal.
He manages to blow me out of the water every time. So I'm gonna shamelessly promote him. If you ever have a piece of art that you need done, go talk to Daryl. He's awesome. He'll be more than happy to help you. But I'm super excited. I have a bunch of stuff written up, and my players, if they're listening to this, this is your warning.
Oh wait, no, please. Not the threat train episode. Goodness. Well,
Hype
thank
to
you,
fright.
everybody. Oh goodness, no. The Fright Train episode. Thank you everyone for listening. This is the Hype Train episode for City of Smoke. It is premiering January 12th on the Hallowed Haven Studios Twitch channel. And I hope to see all of you there. I am very excited. Legacy, thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, much love, and we'll talk to all of you soon.
Bye.
As a major research institution, Arizona State University offers the most online bachelor's degree programs, along with world-class faculty and dedicated support. Discover why ASU is ranked #1 in innovation for 9 consecutive years. Tap to learn more.